So pleased to be joined by Bob Baffert. Bob, the first horse of the van yesterday, 1,000 words. He is quite the spirited animal. How has he been able to adjust to his new surroundings at Pimlico?
Well, he's actually not really a spirited animal. I mean, he got upset in the paddock because the only time he gets upset is when you saddle him. He needs to be walking. He can't stop. If you stop him, then he'll lock up and blow up. He gets mad. Um, the authentic, he's more the spirited, and he's like a walk. He's like a keg of dynamite. He came off the van like just really just on it, and but they're both doing really well, and they went to the track today. 1,000 words. He did a little gallop canter or whatever you want to call it. Looked great. It was pretty muddy out there, so we weren't going to do much with him. And the authentic, he just jogged because he just worked a couple days ago. So I usually walk him one day and jog him, and he shipped. So, but tomorrow they'll both gallop. They'll probably go like a mile and a half.
I'm very excited to see them both on track. And just getting back to 1,000 words, just before the draw, you announced that you're opting to put the blinkers back on him. What went into that decision, and what are you hoping they will achieve?
You know, I worked him. I breezed him after the Derby, and he worked by himself, and he worked okay. He's a little sluggish, and it's a very small blinker. It's a very small blinker. I mean, it's real small, and just enough to where he can't, just to keep him a little bit focused and put a little more speed into him. And so, but it's not much blinker.
Of course, Authentic is sort of quote unquote the speed horse. Are you hoping he's going to go to the front early and that sort of?
I don't know.
1,000
You
words
know
is
what? He's quick. He's really quick on his feet. He needs to break really well. He's extremely quick. He's so light on his feet. He's like a deer. He just glides over the dirt, and he's quite, as you saw in the Derby, he's quite a superior animal, and but he loses focus. He looks around and stuff like he did in the Haskell. He almost got beat because he was stopping there at the end. He didn't get tired. The only time he got tired was when I ran him at San Nina, and I really didn't have him ready for that, and I undertrained him, and he was too fresh, and he got tired. But since then, he's been great, and he's a really late foal. He's really maturing. I can see he's really starting to fill out now, and I think he looks better now than he did before the Kentucky Derby. So I'm looking forward to him.
So do you think we're going to see an even better performance of him possibly here than in the Kentucky Derby? Has he developed since?
Well, I think he's been doing well. He hasn't regressed. A lot of horses regress after the Derby, and I don't see that. But he has to get to trip, and he has to break well, and then after that, Johnny Velasquez. It's up to him to figure out a way to get him around there.
And you mentioned that Authentic is possibly maybe the bit more highly strung of the two. Has he eaten up this morning, and how is he doing aside from looking?
Authentic
good
is
on track?
he's. It's not that he's high strung. It's just a lot of energy. He's a good feeling horse. He shipped well. Coming off the van last night, he was just dragging me around the shed row, and but that's what you want to see. You don't want to see a horse. He's not be tired or whatever. But I mean, he could have been ready to run 2 weeks later if he would have been the regular Derby. 2 weeks, he would have. But he's had a couple more weeks, so and he worked really well. But there's some new shooters in there. I always worried about the horses that we haven't run against, we haven't beaten. Our Collector being one of them. I think Our Collector is going to be really tough. He's a nice horse. He's won his last, I think, 4 in a row maybe. So that makes him a formidable horse. So, but I'm looking forward to it, and it's it's different feeling. The vibe's different here. I'm used to this. To me, this is my favorite leg of all of them because it's a laid back. You've won the Derby, you can lay back, and we have the Derby winner. So, but it's like the Derby. It didn't feel like the Derby. But as soon as the gates came open, man, it felt like the Derby, And so I think it's the same way, when the gate comes open, it's going to feel like the Preakness.
I think it's normally Preakness being the second leg, now being the third leg. Is that a strange experience for you? And I know how much you love the Preakness in general.
Yeah, well, there's, the COVID, I'm just fortunate that we're even running the Preakness because it didn't look good there for a while, and if the Derby hadn't been run, it would have been horrible. So at least we got the Derby run, the Preakness, all the Triple Crown stuff. We knew the Triple Crown thing was going to be, it just wasn't happening, and so actually, I guess the Breeders' Cup Classic is going to be like the Triple Crown, if he does something like that. But right now, all we're thinking right now and focus is on the Preakness to get him up there, get the saddle on him, and get him around the racetrack.
Have you made arrangement yet who will be saddling Thousand Words?
Yeah, well, he is not going to be a problem.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Bob, and wish you the best of luck. Looking forward to seeing them both tomorrow morning on track.
Thank you.